an executive director, and she is one of the fastest growing leaders, fastest growing careers in order to become the executive director in that country. I spoke to her MD the other day, and he said that she has fantastic trainings. To go to her trainings, there are so many things you can learn. And actually the rumor says that Alexander Joknik attended one of her trainings in the north of Mexico, and he came back and he said, now I know everything I need to know about wellness. So ladies and gentlemen, big hand, Executive Director from Mexico, Molina.
Buenos días a todos los líderes. Good morning to everybody. It's still morning. I'm really honored to be here. Thank you, Oriflame, for inviting me here on this stage again. Last time I was in South Africa, I talked about Sarpio. And this time they invited me to share with you how I do my wellness business. I have been developing a very strong network through wellness, because my commercial network is 40% outside the city I live in. I have to travel 3,000 kilometers to get to 40% of my network. So we have found that wellness is a better way to develop a sustainable and loyal network of consumers and leaders. So it is a very healthy business. We just heard about Dr. Stixten. Last year in September, I earned this competition. I won a competition along with 3 other Mexican leaders to go to Igelosa, where we met Dr. Stixten, and when we heard his advice, I really fell in love with him. He's such an amazing person. And he told us that to get a long and healthy life, we need to have love. We need to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. We need to have at least 30 minutes of exercise every day. And we need to have a good nutrition. What we have in Oriflame to follow Dr. Sten's advice is wellness, of course. We all know it. And it's a very important part of the business because the world needs it. Almost 2,500 years ago, Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." Something has gone terribly wrong in the last 100 years, that we have become a pill-popping world. We feel a headache, we pop a pill. We feel something hurts here, we pop a pill. Then we forget we had the headache, continue on with our bad habits, and then we get the headache again. We need to go back to basics, where nutrition is where our health comes from. And that's why we need to learn about the benefits of taking the wellness products. Let me point out that I have absolutely no academic background on wellness whatsoever. Like most of us, probably 99% of consultants are no doctors. I'm an architect. I know about construction and design and cement. I didn't even like biology class when I was in high school. But seeing that there's such a great need to get people educated, I started asking and reading and learning. We have, for example, this amazing wellness booklet, the pamphlet. We didn't have it in Mexico when I started, when I joined Oriflame 6 years ago. I asked for it many times until we got it. Many leaders asked for the booklet. And when you read it, you find really amazing information. But there are some terms that we don't understand. For example, you can see here, I was asking on Google, what is molecular distillation fish oil? Because in the booklet, it always says, our omega-3 oil comes from molecular distillation. Anyone here knows what molecular distillation means?
No.
No? Nobody has had the curiosity to, he knows. Of course, he's Dr. Alan Mamon, he knows what it is. I leave it to you as homework, because that is the reason our omega-3 oil is so high quality, is the world, but you need to be curious. If you have the pamphlet, you have read the term. Find out what it is. We have the largest library available to us in the history of the humans. We have it right in our smartphones. Google. It doesn't mean that you will believe the first thing you read. You read 5, 6 articles, you read sources, where it comes from. And it makes sense, then you ask again. About 4 years ago, I wrote an email to Burchak Olmer. She is one of the top staff of wellness. And somebody might say, well, of course, she wrote back to you because you're an executive director. 4 years ago, nobody knew me but back home in Mexico. And she still wrote back and she said, I'm glad to hear from a wellness fan. I was asking her for information that we didn't have back home back then. We didn't have the pamphlet or the guide in Spanish, it was only in English. And so she wrote back, and later on, they got it in Spanish. So you have to ask for what you believe you need to develop your network. Slowly, we have gotten doctors to join our networks. Who has a doctor in their networks? Or a cosmetologist, or a nutriologist, or a biologist. We have slowly getting more prepared people to join Oriflame. And the interesting thing is that they can teach us so much of our products. We started first to learn from wellness through Doctora Alejandra Garcia. She's my doctor. She's a homeopathy doctor. So when I invited her to Oriflame, I thought about the natural cosmetic products. I had no idea wellness was such a great category. She joined after a year of me pestering her every single visit I went to her. She decided to join after she tried some cosmetic products. But 6 months after that, she told us these were really, really good products, the wellness line, and that she had had very good results with her patients using the wellness products. And we decided to do a presentation with her information. Years later, this other doctor joined. He is not in my network, but she's in Julie Guzman's network. He's a fertility PhD. And he learned about wellness through one of my videos that I got from the information I got from Dr. Alejandra Garcia. And he decided to look into it. And Dr. Vélez has done something that nobody I know has dared to do. He has recommended the wellness pack and the wellness shake to his high-risk pregnancy patients. And he talks in this interview on Colombian television, it's uploaded on YouTube, about how these pregnant ladies that are high risk are doing so well with the astaxanthin. Nobody has dared to try it. Everybody says there are no tests. Well, he's doing it, and he's getting amazing results. So you see, every bit of information counts. And we also, I was in Monterrey one day, and this oncologist talked about wellness. And she said that if we are over 40, the wellness pack is mandatory. Anyone here over 40? Or really? Yeah, there's more like it, yeah. So for all of us over 40, we need to take the wellness pack every day. This is an oncology doctor. So you see, we have learned so many things over the course of talking to them, experiences. Now, the first thing we did was the presentation, a PowerPoint presentation with Dr. Alejandra Garcia's information and Oriflame's information. We joined it. And we did a very easy to understand presentation because we know most people have really no knowledge of nutrition, of medicine, or biology. And this presentation I made about 4 years ago has rolled around the country. All the leaders in Mexico have it. It is something that's been duplicated many times because it's so simple to understand that you listen to it and then you can tell it to somebody else. And I'm going to share with you one of the latest additives that we had to the presentation. That is how the cells work. We always hear that the omega-3 are essential fatty acids. What essential means is that your body does not produce it, that you have to take it from some source outside. And it also means that you really need it for optimal health. You see, what you see here are the membranes. This is a cell, this is blood, a blood flow, a vein or an artery, and this is the membrane. How I can illustrate a cell is an egg. Picture an egg. The exterior part of the egg, The shell is the exterior membrane. The yolk, the white, the yellow thing that's covered by a small film that if you break, you get scrambled eggs, that's the interior membrane. Well, this membrane in our bodies, the trillion cells they talked about yesterday, are made up of fat. All the cell membranes are made up of fat. Whatever fat you have stored in your body, that's what goes to the cell membranes. But the ideal fat it needs to have is omega-3 in a proportion equal to omega-6. But we have many times more omega-6 than omega-3. If it were like balanced, what we would have is, we have here is a vitamin, it goes in the cell. Another vitamin, it goes in the cell. Another vitamin goes in the cell. Good, you have a functioning cell with fuel in it, the one it needs. Then the cell, as all living things, produces waste. We go to the bathroom to get rid of our waste. The cells get the waste to the blood flow, and so they get cleaned, okay? Now, every single day we produce millions of cells. And what happens is that the body asks, hey, did Gaby eat some omega-3 this morning? No, she had steak. Well, did she eat it the day before? Well, no, I think she had some tostitos for dinner. Well, what about the day before? Well, she ate tacos. Well, maybe breakfast? Oh, she had donuts and coffee, right? So no omega-3 in my system, in my natural diet. Actually, that's the way it is. I don't eat omega from a natural source, which is sardines, herring, salmon, wild-caught salmon, or tuna. Usually I don't, so I have to supplement. What happens is the body takes whatever fat you have, the fat from the donuts, which is zero nutritious, and then it makes new cells. But what happens with these new cells is that they get rigid. If you don't have omega-3, the vitamins won't flow through, won't go in, it will become rigid, and it will repel the vitamins. So the vitamins can't go in. It's like trying to put gasoline on a closed lid in your car, right? And then what happens? Well, there's still waste. What happens to the waste? The waste can't go out to the blood. And then your cell starts filling with more waste. Can you imagine if you can't go to the bathroom for a week, what will happen to you? That's what we're doing to the cells when we don't nourish them with the omega-3 we need. And most people don't get it from their diets. When I was in Negocio, a question that came up with Dr. Stixten was, how much omega-3 do we really need in order to be optimal health? And he said that we needed 8 capsules a day. That Oriflame gives us the 2 capsules in the wellness pack because they assume we take salmon or herring or tuna or sardines to complement the omega-3 from animal sources. So that's what he said. Now, for the presentations, we also have YouTube, right? People spend so much time on YouTube that you can find amazing videos that help us tell the story of why the products work. And here, this is a cell, an exterior membrane, the interior membrane, and here's an astaxanthin molecule protecting the cell from the free radicals that are in green. This is a great video, you can look it up. It says, astaxanthin egg experiment. This is an Italian guy who has an egg produced from a hen that is fed astaxanthin. And the thing is that when you crack open the egg and you get the yolk doesn't break. He even plays with it like this and picks it up with his fingers and it doesn't break. What that means is the astaxanthin is making the interior membrane so much stronger. When people see that, they're like, wow, how many bottles can I take every day? Because it really, really shows how it works. And the other one is a video about the quality of omega-3. You know, out in the market, there are some omegas that dissolve styrofoam cups because they are not the natural state, the natural chemical state of the omegas. So when you look at this video, you will see how one of the omegas slowly begins to dissolve the cup and it breaks apart. Our omega doesn't do that because it's the natural chemical way the oil should be for our cells. So when people see this, they really get impressed and understand how this works. Now, we live in Mexico. I live right at the border. I'm friends with San Diego. I cross the border in 15 minutes. It's like part of my town. So the biggest competition we have is from American companies. Yesterday we saw it. All the competition in skincare, except one company from Brazil, was from the United States. So we live in constant competition with the United States companies. When we are asked how we fare against those companies, our safest bet is to go back to the people who stand behind them. How many people in the world you think have invented things to make lung transplants? In Mexico, that's a surgery that's not even done. Nobody does lung transplants like Dr. Steve Stenny. And the other thing is that the country of origin. I was lucky to be in Sweden 17 years ago, way before I met Oriflame. I was living for 5 weeks in different families in a cultural exchange program. And what really amazed me was the well-being of everybody. Everybody was doing so great. They were having salmon for breakfast and herring for breakfast. They were really happy people and very, very, very honest. Very honest. So for me, this is very important to point out because you know the United States is the sickest country of the developed world. So they don't have the moral authority to tell us that their products are better than us. The Swedes do. Because they really know about wellness and a wellness lifestyle. Now, 3 months ago, I was in Orlando, Florida at a network marketing seminar with other 65 leaders from Julie Guzman's network. And we learned a lot. But what stuck with me the most was a phrase by the top network marketing earner in the world, Randy Gage. He's written many books. And he said, your income will grow only as you grow as a person. And it's really logical if you see the people who earn the most in their normal life are the doctors who study the most, right? So every time we come to a trip, we learn something, we're growing. We need to take the time to learn about the benefits of wellness in order to really promote them. Now you have studied it. You have used the product. Please use it. You have learned about it. You have shared it. We have a responsibility to share all these amazing benefits we get from wellness. Now we can talk about testimonials. We did this presentation first with a doctor. About 10 months after that, we got an amazing testimonial. But the first one has to be your own. You can't really talk about wellness if you smoke, if you drink, if you don't keep a healthy weight, or if you're always complaining that something hurts or that you're sick. You have to show the part. And the only way to do that is using the product. So you are the first testimonial, right? But we have amazing weight loss testimonials. Here you see Jessica. Jessica lost 72 kilograms in 3.5 years. She's my direct consultant. She is amazing. She never had surgery. She never went to a doctor. She didn't have a nutritionist. She did it on her own. You know why she did it? When I told her that Oriflame had this amazing magic powder, the wellness shake, what no other diet in the market does. I know diets. I was on all the diets there were in the world when I was a teenager. I just know they don't work. Why diets don't work? Because they don't cut out your cravings. If you keep having cravings, you will go back to binging. You will go back to eating what you love. And the thing about the shake is that really, if you are addicted to chocolate like I was, Jessica is a vegetarian. She was addicted to sugar. In all her kids' parties, she had 3 young boys. She was hogging the piñata candy. She ate it all. So that's why she was so overweight. When she started taking the shake, She hadn't developed a network. She was working on herself. Now she's an 18% director. She will be my 15th director.
Wow.
She took all this time to develop her own self, and now she's developing her network. And this is Erica. She just came in our SPO one day and said, I heard that you have these amazing products for weight loss. And we introduced her to wellness. She had never been slender in her life. Now she dedicates her life to post pictures of her in size 4 dresses. She says, I used to be a size 12, but it feels so good to go to the store and buy a size 4. Can you imagine both ladies change in their lives? But there's not only weight loss testimonials. That's the most important thing to point out, because wellness has been focused on weight loss. But really, I cannot go up to someone and say, hey, do you need to lose weight? I have an amazing product. It's really rude to tell someone they need to lose weight. But if they start complaining about they've been tired, or they have high blood sugar, or whatever, then it's easier to come up with the wellness products. And these are my mother and father-in-law. They're around here in the audience. To me, they are an amazing testimonial. Before they started taking wellness, they took this cholesterol medicine every day for 2 years, and their cholesterol didn't go down. I suggest that they take the wellness pack. 2 months after taking the wellness pack, they went back to the lab, got the results, and their cholesterol level was good. But not only that, they are 69. My father-in-law runs 10 kilometers every other day, and my mother-in-law walks 5 every other day. They take no medicine. They are in perfect health condition, and they take the shake and the wellness pack. And she also, as you can see, looks much younger than 69. She really looks very young. And this is Adriana. She was the first testimonial we got. She is a dentist. So when she joined Oriflame, I didn't know her. 4 months after joining, or 3, I don't recall correctly, she got to 15%. And she went up to get her flowers, her recognition, and she was so happy because she had gotten back some results from the lab. She had very low hemoglobin level when she joined Oriflame. Her hemoglobin level was at 6. She was severely anemic. And she knew that was very dangerous because she had a brother she lost to leukemia. And she had been to nutritionists for a year. She was sick of beans and lentils. They were not working. When she joined Oriflame, she also had her blood sugar at a pre-diabetic level. She had 170 blood sugar level. After she took the wellness pack and the shake for 3 or 4 months, her hemoglobin level rose to 12, and her blood sugar came down to 110. So that's health, you know, health change, life change for her. But those are testimonials in my network. We have to keep our eyes and ears open for testimonials from all around the world. And I've seen 2 more on Facebook. One is Esther Pulgarin's mom. She had bone density loss since she was a little girl. It had steady declined. When she started to take wellness, her doctor took some tests, and at 71, for the first time in her life, the doctor says that her bone density has improved. And another one is this little boy who was born with a severe health defect, a malformation in utero. His intestines were inside of the umbilical cord. So when he was born, they had to do surgery. In this surgery, they told the mom they had cut out 15 centimeters of intestines. But the boy was not growing. At 6 months, he still weighed 3 kilos, like a newborn. He had 2 cardiac arrests as a baby. So he had several health problems all throughout his childhood. Until one day, things got so bad that he had to have surgery again. In that surgery, they found out that he only had 70 centimeters left of intestines. And that's the organ responsible for absorbing the nutrients to nourish our body. Imagine what you can do with that. Then Natalia Castro, the mom's leader, told her about wellness. Well, this boy who loves to run, he's an athlete, but he couldn't perform because he was not well nourished. He grew 30 centimeters in 1 year after taking the shake. So those are really, really strong testimonials about being well nourished and what it means to your health. Now, let's talk about the wellness as a business. Why is it a good business? Because the world needs to get better nourishment. Yesterday we heard that people today are eating more calories and less nutrients. But it's no wonder why they're getting that. Food, natural food sources, broccoli, kale, lemon, bananas. As you can see, strawberry used to have 80% more vitamin A 40 years ago. The nutrients in food have gone, even if you eat your vegetables and your fruits, you get less nutrients. So that's if you eat vegetables and fruits with a natural source. But what about processed food? The world today has become a McDonald's place. That's really sad. I'm happy to say I didn't see one McDonald's in Qatar, and I haven't seen one here so far. So that's good. But those companies have invaded the world, and they are the worst for health. They are not really natural food. We also have the GMOs, genetically modified organisms, which Oriflame proudly states they are free of GMOs. We have to say this out loud. I haven't seen many companies that say it. So that is, real food is non-GMO. What we also have is mercury in fish, especially the big fish. And farm source fish is not so healthy either. It has to be wild caught, right? And then we have the TV dinners and the frozen things and everything processed. And last but not least, I think the most dangerous is the high fructose corn syrup everywhere. Just go back home, check the information, the nutritional information of your processed foods. Bread has sugar in it, salad dressings have sugar in it, ketchup has sugar in it, mayo has sugar in it, everything has high fructose corn syrup. And that is the culprit of elevating the blood sugar so much. And that many of the chronic diseases we know of today are literally fed by what we eat. Diabetes, obesity, cancer, heart disease, all come from our lifestyle choices. Health is in our hands, not in the doctor's hands. We have to understand that. Health starts with what we eat. That's why we give babies mother's milk. And you know, this epidemic of the sugar starts with infant formula. Infant formula has a can, the equivalent of a can of Coca-Cola of sugar in it. That's what infant formula has. So from the beginning of their lives, babies are getting fed sugar. Mexico, since 2002, Mexico's leading cause of death is diabetes. It's a very serious condition, but it's completely preventable. Completely. If we change our lifestyle, we will not get diabetes. It starts with what we eat, with the lack of exercise, because exercise burns all the sugar in our blood. So we need to take this seriously. And if we have such an amazing product, the Wellness Shake, in its origin, was created with the same need as the diabetes, because it was created for people with severe lung disease. And those people, according to Dr. Sten, cannot have their sugar levels elevated because they will get in a coma. So if we have this product that's aimed towards lowering blood sugar, we should really promote it against a very, very growing disease, which is diabetes. Now, this is not medicine, this is nourishment. We have to understand the difference. Our body is perfectly equipped to heal itself. Actually, if our body doesn't work, it doesn't matter how much medicine we take. If our cells are not healthy, we will not become healthy. So we need to give our cells the gasoline they need in order to work properly. Imagine a car that's supposedly run by gasoline, you add diesel in it. It might run a little while. The thing is that our bodies are so noble that even if they need gasoline and we put diesel for 50 years, it will keep running. But eventually, chronic diseases will catch up. So we need to understand our responsibility in our, this is really a power pack for optimal health in our cells. The most important thing these two nutrients do is protect the cell membrane. And the cell membrane are the gates of life. They let things go in and out of the cell. So we really need to make everybody understand how an amazing product we have, especially since astaxanthin is something nobody else has. Very few companies sell astaxanthin in the world. As we can see, this information and its benefits is really for everybody. There's no age limit. Kids can have the shake and can have the omega-3s, and when they're 12 they can have the wellness pack. Old people, people that are sick, people that are healthy, everybody will benefit from wellness. And we need to understand this in order to promote it with everybody. Because in the world there are two kinds of people. 10% of the people that might develop their networks. 100% of the people that will benefit from our products. In order for people to benefit from our products, we need to share with them what kind of benefits they will have. Since health is for everybody, we must learn about our fantastic wellness products. When people feel better because they use wellness, loyalty is developed. And loyalty is what we need in order to achieve real residual income. And that is what we're here for residual income. And let me show you an example, because people think wellness is only for people who have money. But actually, this director has three main legs. The first leg has really no education, very low income originally. Now they're doing well with Oriflame. The second leg has medium income. They are educated, maybe high school, maybe professional, that's it. The third leg has pretty high income and pretty high education. This director's network sometimes goes up to 50% of wellness sales. This is a picture I took of just catalog 16. But sometimes she does 50%, 45%. So it's pretty strong. And what you can see here, this director did 21% of wellness sales in catalog 16. The low income leg did 20%. The middle income leg did 17%, and the high income leg did 30%. It's for everybody. The interesting thing about the high income leg is that many people wonder how they can get Oriflame's products, which are pretty inexpensive, to higher income or spending people that have higher social status, because they see our catalog and many times they think, oh, the facial treatments are so inexpensive, I stay with the competition. But wellness is not the case. Wellness is not inexpensive. It's actually one of the most expensive lines we have. And this network, the one with the 30%, lives 3,000 kilometers away from her leader. She never, ever, ever does a meeting, a training session, follow-up, nothing. But she has promoted wellness through all the people that are in her network. When she reached 15%, she has stayed at that level for 2 years. Nobody does follow-up of her network. It stays like that by itself. Why? Because it's based on wellness, and people are feeling good with wellness. So maybe she will go higher. She's not working. But she's been at 15% for 2 years without doing anything. Why? Because in the beginning, she promoted wellness. We have to understand the difference between price and value. Price is what wellness costs. Value is what is added to people's lives when they take the products. None of them think about the price when they see wellness. They just think about the benefits and how it has changed, literally, their lives. When I is replaced by we, even illness becomes wellness. It is our joint responsibility to learn about the benefits of the products, to share it with people. It's our time to become heroes and make this world a healthier place. Thank you very much.